Perfect. So it is Thursday. We are today talking about consistency and how to stay consistent. A lot of us normally try different things. We try one thing maybe for 1-2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, and then we say, oh, this doesn't work. I need to try something new, which is normally the biggest mistake we do. So as you learn, I always try to make parallels or kind of find a situation, other situation in life where you could kind of replicate. As you learn how to drive a car, if you take the first lesson, if you take the second lesson and you feel like I will never be able to do this, it's not like you then say, well, let's try to learn how to drive a spaceship. You just go to the next lesson and you learn and you learn and you practice. It might take 3 hours. It might take 30 hours. But it's not like you look for another kind of transportation form because you can't manage driving a car. Or if you decide to do an LKW or a truck or a motorbike. Like if you really want to have that driving license, you just don't quit. And the same goes a little bit, in my opinion, with training. When you start as a beginner or a newcomer, old comer, if you had a break, if you had an injury, or if you had a time where you were not able to do your workouts, maybe you've been traveling a lot, or maybe your kids have been sick the whole winter and you've just been having sick days and not been able to pack it up and make sure that you have your workouts in the week. There's no point, in my opinion, to starting something totally new. Go back to what you already know and what you already practiced. If you are a backcomer, if you are returning into your routine, instead of starting something new. And I think this is a general mistake, especially amongst women, that we try to look for something perfect that's not out there. And we try to look for a solution that we think, if I try something new, if I try something different, if I try this, if I try that, it's gonna be better. But in the end of the day, after 2-3 years of trying and reading, which we are very good at, we read about things and we read about workouts and look what other people are doing. And I should do that. I should try this. You end up after 3 years thinking, the only spend I've been timing on workouts is trying to figure out which workout to do. And there's no progress. So we spend more time looking for the perfect solution than actually just get into the grind and make it simple. Squats, push-ups, running, so a few jumps, a few sit-ups, some mountain climbers, and that's it. And it doesn't have to be more complicated than that. Same thing goes with foods. Obviously, if you have some sort of dilemma with your body, we might need to look for another solution than a balanced diet. Maybe you need to cut something out, or maybe you need to eat more of something. But in general, women in general look for a diet until they die. We look and we look and we try to find the best solution for what should I eat in a day. And we also look for, a lot of times, what are the things that I should not eat, which tends into a circle, a vicious circle of being scared of foods. Same thing there. You're looking for that perfect meal plan or perfect diet. After 3 years of looking, you have no results. You're same weight, same shape as you were 3 years ago, because the time and effort put into looking for something doesn't give you results. The only way you're going to get results is to actually decide, I'm going to have my breakfast, I'm going to have my lunch, I'm going to have my dinner. And if I'm a good girl, I'm going to try to have my 2 snacks in. If I'm training a lot, if I'm not training a lot, then you can reduce your intake of food a little bit. But there is no perfect plan. And normally a very, very intense diet, like staying on intermittent fasting or going on to keto or carnivore or vegetarian or vegan, it requires a lot of work. a lot of work, a lot of preparation. And it's not just go vegan and then I'm going to eat crackers all day. Like if you go vegan, you got to look into what do I need? Where do I find the proteins? Everything is vegan. You buy an apple and it says vegan. It's like you get water and it says vegan. So we also have to remember that the society is bombarding us with stimuli and ideas of what not to eat. If you buy a package of chocolate, what are the, like, not Kellogg's, but Nestle chocolate puffs, whatever they're called, it's going to have a green A on it, right? It's going to have a green A. This is super healthy. If you buy bacon and cheese, you're going to have a C or even a D. So what are we looking at here? And this is very confusing in general in our society. We see Facebook, we see Instagram. Some of you might have TikTok. Some of you might go on YouTube. In general, Google can be the worst nightmare for your success and for your progress. This is why I have been working with you with the same workouts for the last few weeks, right? We've been having the same workout at least 4 weeks in a row. Now, this period of work has been 6 weeks because it's proven that if you do the same routine, whether it's a workout or a meal, over a time frame of minimum 90 days, consistently, this is proven to be the only fastest way to get it into your regular routine. If you look for a new workout on Monday, I'm going to do this. Oh, today's not a bad day. Let's do it on Thursday. And then Thursday comes around, and then Friday, and then Saturday. I'll start next week. There's no plan. But if you know on Monday, these are the 3 workouts I have this week, you know what they're going to include. You know the movements, you know what you need to do, you know how to prepare, you know how long the workout is, and you know more or less how intense it is. That is a bigger, on that kind of setup, you have a bigger chance, a bigger opportunity, I'm going to say, to stay consistent. If you're mixing it up, you start running 1 week, you start swimming 1 week, and then you want to go for, I don't know, spinning sessions, and then you want to try a gym, and you keep trying and you keep trying different things. Maybe you need to try different things before what you love or what you like. But going back and forth and trying, and maybe I should do high interval, maybe I should low interval, maybe I should high intense, low intense, maybe I should gym, maybe that is just gonna like be super stressed, first of all, because there's no red line. There's no red line and there's no following a path. And if I compare again, if you don't have a training program, how are you gonna be able to proceed and see success and see some changes? Again, I can compare this with your job. Like some of you have put more than 10 years in to get to where you are today, maybe even more. But if you spend 2 weeks on a training program and it didn't work out, you would never do that at work. You wouldn't get a new job. You would, maybe if the boss is a bully and you just can't stand it. But how many people spend 2 weeks at their job and say, oh, this is never going to work. I'm, whatever, I'm just going to quit. You fight for it. You get up every single morning, like 300 days a year, maybe not, maybe 250 days a year. You get up in the morning and you go to work. So same thing there. When you work for something, you got to put that effort in. And I know a lot of us spend more time at work than at home. And I know a lot of us spend more hours on how to proceed and move on with your career than actually your body, which is fine. Everybody does their thing. But in the end, somewhere on that road, your physique is going to catch up and your career is going to drop down because your physique cannot hold that kind of pressure. If you're looking for becoming a manager or having more responsibility, your physique is not going to be able to catch up. And that's where people have like serious heart issues, stress. They get burnt out. because they're just pushing and pushing and pushing. And I would rather see you do that with your workouts because it's very hard. You can get burnt out from working out too hard, but it takes a lot. Like you got to stop eating and you shouldn't sleep much if you want to get burned out working out, but there is a chance. So when we look statistically at getting into a new routine, and first of all, think 90 days. If you want to change something, it's going to take me 90 days. And also the problem is here that people think I'm just going to add it on. I'm going to add it on into my stressful life. I'm going to add 3 times a week workouts, and I'm going to add on meal prepping, and I'm going to add on yoga, and I'm going to go swimming once a week. No, that's not possible. You don't have more hours of the day. So a habit needs to be exchanged. If you want to stop watching Netflix, take that 40 minutes and use that time for your workout. If you want to start meal prepping, take the time when you're doing something that's not so important. Scrolling is most of the time the biggest time loss in people's lives. Or you are spending a lunch hour with a friend or a colleague that's really just draining you. You feel like crap when you leave that lunch every single week and you don't know why you do it. Take that time, do something for you instead. Tell your colleague or a friend, you know what, I'm actually going to change it up a bit. I'm going to start doing my journaling, meal planning, training at lunch on Thursday. So maybe we can see each other a little bit less, maybe once in a quarter. I don't know. So we also tend to do things that we don't like. We also tend to do things because we can't say no. We also tend to do things because they have been in your habit for so long, but do you really like it? Is it something that actually gives you value into your life? Because changing in habit and saying no to somebody doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It just means that you prioritize something else. Thanks, Vidya. So it's not bad to say no. It's not bad to say, you know what, I have other things to do. Maybe that colleague of yours or friend of yours or family members that you're seeing, maybe take them with you for your run or for your workout. Maybe that's going to be your best workout buddy. But sitting and complaining and having that negativity 1 hour a week is not going to give you any gains. Not at all. And negative influence normally is something that women I talk women because this is what I work with. I see them here. I see them live. I talk to a lot of females. And we don't say no because we're scared about what the other person is going to think, which we don't care about. If you don't like me, that's fine. I don't care. The world cannot, everybody on this planet cannot like me, and I'm totally fine with it. The older I get, the less friends, it seems maybe depressing, but I really choose my friends these days. I choose friends to have around me which are very positive. They challenge me. What are you going to about that? What are you going to do? How are you going to solve that solution? Where are you in this matter? Like if I start complaining or I have something, instead of my friend joining me, oh, that's too bad, or you should just get a divorce, or just quit your job, or just like whatever, everything is so hard. People around me would encourage me and say, you know what, you're going to get through this. You're going to get through this. You're going to find a way. I don't know the way, but you're going to find a way. If I have a bad day and I want to do my workout, my partner's going to, okay, let's go. Move your freaking ass. Today is working out. We're going to work out. Yes, Nadia, shoot. Unmute.
What you said, that we are not so good at saying no. If a man says no, at least in our generation, he knows what he wants and he is a character and he can decide.
Yes.
If a woman says no, then she's difficult. She's a bit like a diva, or she's complicated, or whatever. So there's a different socialization.
It's definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, yeah.
Yeah. And I think this has nothing to do with men. We women create these things. I don't think men create them. I think really it's us. I don't know if you remember when I explained that situation when I had a really busy day and I was going to take my daughter to writing class, and I wrote, "I'm so sorry, I have so much to do. Could you?" And I rewrote it until I said, can you take Yamina to writing today? The answer was yes. Super simple. So I think we also make it very complicated for ourselves because we also want to prove ourselves that we are good enough and we can do so many things. But sometimes it's also okay not to. It's also okay to say, no, you know what? I just want to come home today. I want to sit on the couch. I just want to hang out with my family. I'm not in the mood for drinks or party or whatever. It's fine. And if that friend or colleague or whoever it is doesn't accept this, then you might want to look at what kind of relationship is that, or do we have to have that talk that can we be friends even though I say no from time to time? Is that okay? Maybe we can start doing something else, because drinking and partying and being out late and going to, I don't know, work events after work, it's not my thing anymore. I choose other things in life. Could you respect that? Could we still be friends? So I think that's really important that we open up these conversations and don't be scared. Like, if I apologize, I cannot make it on Friday because I'm going to be exhausted after this week. Is it okay for you? Normally that person is just going to say, oh, sure, I know you have so many things to do. Let's meet up another time. Boom, done. So back to the fitness routine and the workout routine, where we talk about getting into consistency. Now we have a few months behind us. So what I'm going to do for the next coming period is I'm going to give you a schedule. You're going to schedule your workouts, whether it's Monday, because so far you've been having your workouts and you've been choosing. And I think this has been working very well. I see your routines. I see you do obviously some weeks less, some week more. But after next week, we're going to be persistent. We're going to book in. You're going to book in into calendar. What day are you going to perform the leg day? What day are you going to perform your cardio? And that's going to be consistent for the next 4 weeks. Obviously, if you have an appointment, if you need to stay longer at work, you're going to have to postpone or reschedule. But we're going to try to be consistent for the next, not next week, which is your last week with this program you have already, but the week after. So next Thursday, we all going to bring our phones. We're going to log into Trainerize, and you're going to be able to schedule your workouts. So you're going to have access next Thursday to your new workouts, and you're going to schedule them. So you can start already now thinking about, okay, what days can I train? How much time do I have on those days? And send me this in a PM. All right. So I want to have feedback. How many hours a week, as you plan your work week, you work 8 hours a day, right? 5 days a week. So same thing here. How many hours are you planning in the week to train? How many hours would you like to train? And this is where we're now going to look at, maybe some of you needs another extra workout because you want to work out 4 times a week. So it's going to be a little bit more individual as we go into the next period, which means I need you to send me a PM. What days, more or less, how much time you have for your workouts. All right. This might change in the next week, but try to kind of start that conversation. How many times a week would I like to train? What would be my goal in the next coming in July, let's say. And maybe I have a lot of things to do at work in July. So maybe I need to train a little bit less. That's also fine. 3 times a week, that's perfectly fine. 2 times a week, if that's all you got, that's all you got. I think 3 times a week, you all could do. So start that conversation. Time and day of the week when you're going to crush how many workouts. That's your homework.
I'll be away from mid of July until the end, and we are going to Bali and we are going to Singapore. And I don't know. I mean, I know that we will do a lot of things, but I cannot plan workouts.
Exactly.
This is so exotic. I cannot.
No.
Yeah.
And that's totally
but
fine.
Until mid-July, I can.
Exactly. So until then, and you can also let me know this in your message that I can work out the two first week, but the week 3 and 4, I'm going to be gone, which is also good for me to know. Then I know you're out traveling. That's going to be great. This is your second round, like in Thailand, or third?
No. Once we went to Thailand and it was so, the whole family liked it. And now
Yes.
we're going to Bali, Indonesia.
Yes. Good.
And 3 days Singapore.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And still Smilla, as long as she's there.
Oh, that's really nice.
She
awesome.
will not come with us to, let's say, Black Forest, but Bali, she's still okay to join. So we will really have to do the big package.
Awesome.
Yes.
That's amazing. I spent 4 weeks on Bali learning how to wave surf. Yeah. Bali is amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. All right. Good to see you both. I have something in the chat. What do I have in the chat? It's all good, Fredrika. I'm happy you came. Good. All right. You girls have a fantastic day. And
you too.
Thank you. And I hope I can share some videos from the competition on Saturday. I have no idea what it's going to look like. I just got the workouts petrified, but let's go. All right. Mwah, mwah, mwah. So nice to see you.
You got this. Crush it.
So. I hope so. All right. Adios. Thank
Bye.
you.